For this case review, we use the cases from Child and Another and Dr. Abirami Kunaseelan and others. The parties that involved in this case is Child and Another as plaintiff and Dr. Abirami Kunaseelan and others as defendant. This case has been brought to the High Court Kuala Lumpur and the judge who is in charge for this case is Simao. This case was judged on 17 April 2023.
Next, I will explain about the facts of the case. There were two plaintiffs in this case. The first plaintiff is the child, who has suffered severe and irreversible brain damage, which has also caused several whole life health issues due to the medical negligence conducted by the defendants. The second plaintiff is the mother of the children, who has also been affected with mental health problems and faces inconveniences in daily life while taking care of the first plaintiff. The defendants make a delay in the decision to conduct an emergency cesarean procedure on the second plaintiff when giving birth to the first plaintiff. The High Court has found a judgment that the defendants were liable to all the plaintiff's claims. Thus, this case is reviewing the damages that to be awarded to the plaintiffs.
There are several issues that were found in this case, which the first issue is whether the plaintiffs are eligible to get compensatory damages due to the negligence of the defendant, and the second issue is whether the plea, which involved expenses that were made by the plaintiff, must be precise regardless the circumstances in order to get the compensatory.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abirami Muhammad Zaki with the metric number 076801. In this slide, I'll be explaining about the contention by the both parties. Basically, what is contention is all about. In legal term, contention refers to a claim or assertion made by one party in a legal dispute or argument, typically presented to a court or tribunal for resolution. It's essentially a statement of what one side believes to be true or what they are arguing for. So, in this Child and Another versus Dr. Abirami Kunaseelan case, the plaintiff is seeking various types of damages from the defendant. Special damages cover specific financial losses like reduced travel charges and adjust prices for necessary items. General damages amount to 500,000 ringgit Malaysia and include compensation for pain, suffering and loss of facilities. Aggravated damages totaling 350,000 ringgit Malaysia are sought for unreasonable delays in admitting liability and providing medical document. Future general damages consideration include loss of employment prospect, cost reduction, housing needs, exclusion and ambulance services. The defendant dispute the plaintiff claim, particularly regarding special damages, highlighting a significant gap between expenses claimed and receipt provided. They acknowledge delays in admitting fault, but argue this was standard legal procedure, not indicative of bad faith. Additionally, challenges during court examination suggest the defendant act within legal boundaries. Regarding future damages, they argue that government hospitals can adequately address the plaintiff need, casting doubt on the necessity of additional treatment and expenses. They also question claim costs like vaccine and ambulance services, suggesting reasonable reduction based on medical advice.
Okay, judgment by the court. In medical negligence cases, costs typically over three main categories of damage: special damage, general damage, and aggravated damage. Each category serves a distinct purpose in compensating the plaintiff for various forms of loss or injury. In this case, we shall consider the High Court's decision by looking on each category of damage. The first one is special damage. Special damage represents the actual expenses incurred by the plaintiffs and must be specifically itemized. Despite the receipt in this case being disorganized, the High Court awarded the plaintiffs 200,9,172 ringgit in special damage. The court acknowledged that under the circumstance, it was unreasonable to expect the plaintiffs to produce every receipt. The High Court was satisfied that these costs were indeed incurred to care for the first plaintiff, with the expenses covered by the second plaintiff and her husband. The second one is general damage. General damage are awarded for losses that are direct, natural and probable consequences of the negligence. The High Court awarded the first plaintiff 500,000 for pain, suffering and loss of amenities of life, and 114,000 to the second plaintiff, which includes the cost of future psychiatric treatment to lessen her symptoms and reduce the impact of depression on her daily life. Additionally, for future general damage, the High Court awarded the first plaintiff 954,156 ringgit. The last one is aggravated damage, where there are extenuating circumstances that lead to the plaintiffs not receiving adequate compensation. Aggravating damage are additional compensation granted for harm to the plaintiff's feeling and dignity. The plaintiffs were granted 350,000 ringgit by the High Court. The issue of delay from the time the second plaintiff required emergency medical attention, the defendant's admission of liability when it became clear from the internal findings, the provisions of medical records for discovery, and the manner in which the measures were assessed are the aggravating factors in this case.
Ratio decidency. The court reaffirmed the responsibility of medical professionals to provide care to their patients. This responsibility includes providing skillful and diligent care according to the standards expected of specialists in their field. The court investigated whether the breach of duty by the defendant was directly responsible for the injuries sustained by the plaintiff. The burden of proving an irreversible brain damage at the birth of the first plaintiff due to a delayed decision by the defendant. The plaintiff had to base their case on a probability balance. Although this standard is less than the criminal standard of proof, it requires that the plaintiffs demonstrate their explanation of the event was more likely than not. Experts' testimonies were important in determining the standard of care and whether it was breached or not. The court evaluated the validity and significance of the expert's opinion presented by both. Court of damages is final and not susceptible to review in future, no matter how the future holds for the first and second plaintiff. The court refers to the decision in the case of Nurul Husna Muhammad Hafiz and another against Kerajaan Malaysia and another. The damage will compensate the plaintiff by referring the decision of the case of Jak Singh against Tung Fung Omnibus Co. and Yang Salbia and another against Jamil bin Harun. The court's decision supported the legal guidelines pertaining to medical negligence, stressing the value of maintaining professional standards and the crucial function of expert testimony in this kind of situation. It made clear how important it is for medical professionals to practice with extreme caution and ability in order to keep patients safe. In situations involving clinical negligence in the future, this ratio decidency will set the standard of how the judicial will determine liability and evaluating the behavior of medical professionals.
And hello, I'm Ashwini Perumal. Today, we'll explore child and case which has caught attention for its significant damages awarded in medical negligence lawsuit. Let's break it down. So, let us all take a look at noteworthy aspects of the child and case. First of all, the aggravated damages, whereby in child and's case, it was awarded 350,000 in aggravated damages. This is higher than any other recent cases, such as Suzilawati and Dr. Alif. It was awarded 100,000 ringgit for this case due to the negligence of medicum. And in Irwana Budiana and the Government of Malaysia case, it was awarded 300,000 ringgit due to the death of 5 years old child because of cerebral palsy. And also in the case of Yap Selyong and Kerajaan Malaysia, same 300,000 was awarded due to the death of 5-year-old kid because of cerebral palsy. So comparing to all these cases, definitely child N's case exceeded the average amount of aggravated damages paid in medical negligence compared to previous cases. And the next part is future general damages. In child N's case, awarded about 7 million ringgit for future general damages. In Malaysia, these damages cover the patient's lifetime expenses all at once. So what are the categories that this future general damages cover? Medical and therapy needs, medicine and supplements, special equipments, consumable and other expenses such as respite care, counseling, nurse care and so on. And the next part is multiplier and life expectancy. The court used a multiplier of 40 years based on a 44 life expectancy minus the child's current age of 4. No 1/3 deduction for contingency was applied, aligning with the Court of Appeal's recent rulings. And boom! In a nutshell, let us look at the significance of this case. In child N's case, the total damages awarded is approximately 8 million ringgit. And the Court of Appeal is still reviewing the case to determine if this case award are reasonable or excessive. And guess what? The outcome will influence future medical negligence cases in Malaysia. So to conclude, child N's case set a notable precedent in the landscape of medical negligence lawsuit in Malaysia. The decision on appeal will be crucial in shaping future awards for damages. Thank you.